Good afternoon. This is Brent Pilot bringing you an up-to-the-minute weather report for the Florida area affected by Hurricane Helene. When I plan my flights to fly in the real world, I use aviationweather.gov, and here it is using the current observations map. And obviously, there's a lot of convection activity right around Florida, a lot of tropical disturbances and thunderstorms in the Atlantic, the Gulf area, even over in Africa. But let's focus right here in Florida, where Hurricane Helene is currently making landfall. Of course, we're going to check out, see how Orlando is faring at MCO, the airport weather observation. With this, you have the identifier KMCO. Then you have a 262053 Zulu. That's the date and time, the 26th of September, 2053 Zulu. Then you have the winds, 140, 14 knots, gusting to 25 knots. So 140 would be this barb here. You can see that it's a 15 on the barbs. The short one's 5, long one's 10. And then it has a gust 25 on there. And it's pointing to the station, so that's 140 degrees. It's always from that direction. 10 statute miles visibility. The 10 SM is 10 statute miles. It's full visibility. And then the cloud layers. We have few at 2,600 feet, 2,600 feet. Then a cloud layer, few at 6,000 feet. You always add 2 zeros. Then scattered at 14,000. Broken at 25,000. Then you have the temperature and dew point. Temperature's 28 degrees Celsius. Dew point's 26 degrees Celsius. So that's pretty close. We got a lot of clouds in the area. Next, the A is altimeter, 29.59er. And then you have remarks saying there's peak wind from 160 degrees, 36 knots. And that was at 1928. Normally, if it was in the same hour, it would be just 28, the minutes past the hour. Next, you have the rain. RA is rain, began at 24 past the hour and ended at 43 past the hour. So for 19 minutes, we had rain. The CB is cumulonimbus, observed distantly north of the station. And then we have VCSH, that's showers in the vicinity. And that's northeast. Next, you have some PIREPs from A321. Pilot gave this PIREP where it's the cloud cover and base scattered at 2,500. And then an A320 reported, they reported the flight level type is during descent. They had a choppy turbulence at this date and time for Orlando. It was a routine report, the UA. The location was runway 17 left on final. And then the time, flight level, and then the type of aircraft was an A320 identified on the header bar. Then you have the SIGMET. It's a convective SIGMET, significant report for a METAR. METAR is, of course, meteorological aerodrome report, and then a tropical storm warning. So Orlando's getting some of the weather. Not as bad as Tampa, though. We look at Tampa on the 26th at 2058 Zulu, automated weather observation. We got 140 degrees, 27 knots, gusting to 45 knots. 2.5 statute mile visibility, not very much. A reference to runway 19 right. And it's talking about the rain. That's the minus is a light rain, scattered at 3,300, broken at 4,000, overcast at 4,900. Temperature 28, dew point 24. Altimeter is 2938. And in the remarks, the AO2 is a precipitation indicator. It is equipped with that. Peak wind was 45 knots at 2058. And the rain began at 54 past the hour, with the precipitation at zeros. So it is light rain. All right, that was a little lesson in aviation weather observations on the aviationweather.gov site, and how to read some of the METARs. And there's also the TAF, which is the Terminal Aerodrome Forecast. That tells you future of the weather. And here we look it up at Orlando. We find that from the 27th of September at midnight Zulu, 160 in the direction, 25 knots, gusting at 35 knots, 6 statute miles visibility, rain showers, BR is mist, scattered at 2,000, broken at 3,000. Then you have wind shears at 1,500, 170 at 55 knots. That's pretty significant. However, as you can see as you go down 0600, 1400 to 2100 Zulus, you see the winds going down continuously, 28 knots, 22 knots to 18 knots, and the cloud layer is getting higher. So, should be starting to look better on the 27th to the 28th. All right, thanks for joining me in this little mini tutorial on METAR translation. Stay safe, especially if you're in the Florida area, and God bless you. Take care.